Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Backpack Trader Training Room for Thursday, January 16th, 2025. Please note the required risk disclosure. This room is for educational and information purposes only. It is not individual financial advice. Trading of this type carries substantial risks and should only be attempted with funds you can afford to do without. All right. No more sessions today, so we're done with risk disclosure. The market is open. Sorry about the late start. I was busy with a stop and reverse on micro crude. Crude has worked through its trade session, three small partial losses and stop and reverses. And we are on the March contract today. Unleaded, they're not fared much better. We got a break even, small stop and reverse loss, and then a full stop out. Looking for a new trade there. So let's see where we are. That is a valid trade. Let's see if we got the short first. Yeah, we got the short. I would have taken off the short because we had this long setup showing up. Looks like that triggered. That would have been a stop and reverse at 33, so that actually stayed in. And ultimately stopped and reversed into this one. So we get a stop and reverse into this one at 36. Looks like it's going through a target. We got a winning trade on the micro Russell. Trailing stop at 464. Which was target one. And that was 28 ticks. $4.89 stopping out. So that's a strong trade. And definitely should be positive because a very small loss on the stop and reverse. Well, actually I'd have done the same thing with that one too, because I could see that one coming. So I'd take that as a one and done. I wouldn't have gotten into the short knowing there was a long setting up. All right, Micro Russell gave us a win. That's an avoidable loss, or that's an avoidable trade, I suspect. And a second win. 2 trades, short setup now. Triggering in. Let's go down 1 tick. And let's see what soybeans did here. That's 8.30. There's 9.30 there. So yep, soybeans. That's a break-even stop out on soybeans. Didn't get target because our first actionable target is target 2. Didn't get there, so we just got 4 ticks. 1 tick on 4 positions. That one is a loss, so that's 2 wins and 1 loss on Micro Russell. Nothing on the pound Aussie yet, and we just triggered into a short on unleaded. Looking flat on soybeans, looking for a new trade there. Unleaded has been having a bit of a rough time this morning. There's a stop and reverse on unleaded. 4 tick adjustment. 32. And I believe that just triggered in. No, maybe not. And now it just triggered in. So we're now long on unleaded. And that's a second loss on the Micro Russell, triggering the long and coming back to full stop out. Now another short setup. That's exactly like the previous short setup. It was a full loss. Triggers in. One, two, three. This is trade number 5 on unleaded. Possibly a short trade coming up on soybeans, but I don't think so. Actually, yeah, this could be a short trade. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a short trade. And it would be a green short. So it will definitely come up. Should definitely come up. Win targets 3 and 4 on the micro Russell. $26.50, so 25.25. 24.75 would be the entry. I was looking at the low, I'm sorry. Mine was 27.75. 26.50 will be the close, so 26 flat would be a short trade. That would be a short entry. Should be a short trade coming up, and that would be a green trade. Yeah, except it went back up and closed up. Third win on the micro Russell this morning. I'm going to put unleaded up here over top of the YM. Next, yeah, because we've got a 10 a.m. session coming up on the. Micro NQ's been active this morning too. First trade is the long. That goes for full stop. Second trade short, full stop. Third trade is a win. I think the third trade is a stop and reverse, full stop out. Second trade. And that is a winner. Target 2, and then we come back short. Target 2 winner. Target 3 winner. And target 4. So this should get us positive, back to positive. Fourth trade. And that's where we are. We're in that fourth trade, trailing at 409.25. Looks like micro in the now 406.5. Looks like the micro Russell, yeah, micro Russell trade stopped out at 75.6. Unleaded in a long trade, the unleaded long trade hit money management and target 1. So target 1 traders pick up something, and we are at 1633 for the stop. 391 3/4 for the micro NQ stop. Short trade on micro, or not micro, but on soybeans, just triggered in. Target 1 is valid. And micro NQ stops out. Two wins, two losses on micro Russell. 2 wins, 2 losses on the micro NQ. Long setup on the pound Aussie. That did trigger in, just barely triggered in. Second chance to get in it, just touched it again. That unleaded long stopped out on the trailer at break even. Now trade number 6 is a short, just triggered in. Money management is the session low at 1580. Long trade on micro NQ. Larger than normal trade. Let's see if it actually is large enough to take profit. Target 1. $30.5 points. Target 1, so that definitely is our money management level. Long trade on micro Russell as well. That's hit money management. Pushing for money or the target. Very close. Missed it by a tick, it looks like. Unleaded in its final trade of the morning with a short, having a rough session. Unleaded and crude on the March contracts today. Roll volume pushed over today. And a break-even stop out on the micro Russells. 2 wins, 2 losses, and a break even. One more trade. And there's our one more trade. It's short. And that is a full loss. That is, ouch. That is loss number 3. That ends the session. And unfortunately, that probably means that that's going to be a slightly losing session. Crude and unleaded coming down. Unleaded in the short. Crude waiting for the 10 a.m. mini session. That micro Russell session is done. There's a stop and reverse. In the trade number 6 for, well, this is not nice. Again, another wick on the micro Russell. This one's not big enough to move targets. So target 2 is our first goal. Actually, the stop and reverse would be our, we're close. It's more than, no, it's not halfway. It's a fairly small loss. I'll take that. Now, no, that's right, 3 losses. So that third loss actually would have ended the session with the stop and reverse. So the micro NQ is done. Probably a slightly positive session. On 5 trades, we'll bring the unleaded back down. That's working its way down. Soybeans very close to target 1. Now Nosy not going very far. We got under 3 minutes to go before our 10 a.m. mini session for crude. Long on the pound Aussie, short on unleaded. Waiting for the 10 a.m. crude mini session, short on soybeans. So 3 across the bottom are our active charts. All 3 of them in trades at the moment. 1 tick away from target on soybeans. Micro Russell hitting session lows. Soybeans still hanging around, pushed up a bit. Now it's 3 ticks from the target. Got within 1. Led about midway to target 1. And pound Aussie hanging around, stuck right around the 50 EMA and just below the entry. Entry is just above the 200 EMA. Looks like the Micro Russell and the YM both starting solid down moves. Both of those trade plans are complete. I'm sorry, missed your comment there, BJ. I chose NinjaTrader because when I started trading futures, I was already a customer of Interactive Brokers, and I could tie in with that. So that was the primary reason that I went with TradeStation or with NinjaTrader. And both platforms have their advantages and disadvantages. There are things I wish that NinjaTrader did that TradeStation does, and there are things that TradeStation doesn't do that NinjaTrader does. It's a personal choice. For me, it came down to a combination of interface with the broker I was already dealing with, and the trade costs actually tend to be a little lower. Commissions, even during the rebate period for the TradeStation with both NetPix trading and with or Backpack Trader, and also with Falcon trading computers. But for that reason, that was enough. Those two things basically, for me, made. I'm not a developer. TradeStation for Troy actually is a better probably is a better platform because some of the things that he does in development, TradeStation does make that a little bit easier. But for a trader, yeah, I don't think it really makes it doesn't make a major difference. Your trade cost will be a little bit lower with NinjaTrader, but the other side of that is that depending on your broker, your data cost could be a little higher. So you really don't know. And with the way NinjaTrader is now, it's a little different. If you're trading multiple with multiple brokers or with a broker, and doing forex on it, you're going to need multiple connections. So then you're going to have an ongoing cost to pick up the multi-broker option, and that no longer is a one-time charge. It's a monthly charge. So things change. Given that now, since you can get, you can't trade forex with TradeStation, but you can get forex data. So TradeStation at this point is probably a little bit better choice, but only marginally so. I got NinjaTrader when multi-broker was a one-time charge, just like the lifetime license. So I have a multi-broker lifetime license. So it's, as I say, there are trade-offs. Some of the features are of each. I wish that NinjaTrader had the ability to set up charts. And looks like we hit money management again, and then a partial stop out on unleaded. That completes that trade plan. That was the 6th trade there. Definitely going to be a losing session there. Target 1 traders actually got, now let's see, did you get target 1? 1576 was the low. Missed target 1 by a tick. So yeah, losing session on unleaded this morning. But yeah, that's my take on it. And either one is a good solid platform. It's basically whichever, if you have a reason to use one or the other. So, given that Troy uses TradeStation, that's for most people on his strategies, that's probably the right choice, because it's a little bit easier to follow along with him. But otherwise, it really doesn't make a whole lot of difference to me. I actually started when NinjaTrader was still in version 7, and then they put out and it wasn't as good as nearly as good then as it is now. The primary reasons that I went with it then were the trade costs and the fact that it interfaced with the broker I was already with. So those helped me make my decision. But now, its feature set is actually a little bit stronger, I think, than TradeStation for just traders. Back testing and so forth is fairly easy to do. Very similar to TradeStation. But it does some things like you can attach with NinjaTrader now, you can attach orders to indicators. So I can actually attach my orders to the trailing stop indicator and semi-automate once I don't do that until it's already hit money management. But once it does that, then I can kind of walk away if I need to. And that's a long trade on crude for the 10 a.m. mini session. That did trigger in right now. And it came to the entry again. So it should be in that trade. Um, all right, now, so we still have 3 active charts. Actually, 3 active trades as well. Pound Aussie is long. Crude now is our active chart. That's long, unleaded has finished. And soybeans is still in the short. All right, soybeans back up to the entry again. Pound Aussie still just kind of going sideways. Crude took a nice little dip, now coming back. What you'll see that I'm displaying BJ on here, he's going to look very similar to Troy's charts because I do match up my colors to what he uses for like my 50 EMA, 200 EMA, 50 EMA, 20 SMA, that kind of thing, and the trade types and so forth. I try to match up my colors to his so that it's pretty much the same from one to the other. So there's less confusion that way. But that's a fairly easy thing to do. Are you in the mastermind group, or are you just looking at some of his other strategies, the individual strategies? And a stop and reverse to short potentially on crude. Catapult LE. looks like we 22, so that'll be 19, and yeah, we did trigger in. So we are short. Now that is going to mean that because of the adjustment, our money management level is going to come down to 09. So target will be target 2. We'll look for targets 2 and 3. Loss on that was 33 down to 19. That's 14 ticks, so the loss of 28. Good morning, Cam. I had on an update fairly recently, right around the time, actually shortly before Cloud Control came out. I had an issue on my on an update, and I just haven't gotten that sorted out so I can load Cloud Control. I do intend to load it and get it going on here, so I will be showing it in the trader room. But it's just a matter of I have to carve out some time to do some work on the platform. All right, soybeans did get through target 1 and is pushing toward target 2. Looks like we're probably 1 tick, maybe 2 away from target 2. And there's target 2. So let's see, that is 7 ticks for target 1, 11 for target 2. That's 18. 4.5 points so far. And we're trailing now at 1027 1/4. And our final position so yeah, keep coming back. I will be showing Cloud Control before too long. I'm going to try to get to that this weekend. I think this weekend is not quite as busy as it has been lately. All right. Crude hitting money management, and that's first actionable target. So let's see, we had a 3 tick adjustment, so the target is worth, target 2 is 15 less than 3, so target 2 12 ticks, and we just hit target 3 for 18, 30 ticks, and we were down 28, so we're plus 2. Depending on how your trade plan rules are set up, target 1 winner and positive. Is 2 ticks positive, or is that just break even? No. I would go ahead and take the 3rd trade in this case. But strictly on the trade plan, that is power of quitting. It's a 2 tick win on the session, which with trade costs probably puts you actually just, let's see. Yeah, that's going to put you just about even. Oh, okay. I wasn't aware he was offering a lighter version. Which markets is that available on, BJ? which markets are available on that platform. So crude is done. Ooh, pound Aussie is taking some heat. And soybeans. What markets I had missed that he was offering the light version of that. So what markets can you trade with that particular version? Well, that's interesting. I'll have to see what he's got, see what's going on with that. Yeah, he trades well with Catapult Extreme. We can trade crude oil, E-mini, trade any markets. But I know he's got modules for the energies and Catapult modules for energies and E-minis. And grains. So there's all kinds of things that can be traded. Oh, okay. Now what he released around COVID was the separate modules for particular markets. So you've probably got a restriction on what markets you can trade, because that's the only difference in the light version and the extreme version is extreme can be traded on any market. The earlier versions are limited to particular types of markets, like the energies, E-minis, and actually they were individual modules for Dow, or not the Dow, but the ES, S&P. You don't have to think about more than the market you're trading. It just gives you options without having to change platforms again. It gives you options to look at different markets, but you don't. That's one of the things about having options. You don't have to take all the options that are available. Having them is kind of nice. I'm showing 7 different markets in here in the trade room. I've got a couple of Catapult charts, 1, 2, 3, 4 spotlight charts, and a counterpunch chart. And eventually we'll be adding one or more. I actually probably will change some of the spotlight charts over to cloud control. No, but you don't have to understand those if you're starting with one market. You basically deal with that one market on whatever strategy you have. You don't have to worry about that until you're ready to actually start trading different markets. It's just you just have the capability is all. That's the only thing that Catapult Extreme gives you. And that's actually something that he did that was new when he did at the time of COVID. it's the first time he's released a strategy that was basically limited to it one or two particular markets. But that was for, as he said, putting something out, something simple for COVID. All right, soybeans stopped out on the one tick trailer, so we got 18, and we got 18 on the two targets plus two additional one tick each on two positions. And 20 ticks, 5 points. And on to trading tomorrow for that. Crude trade still trailing. If we're looking for third trade, we're still waiting. And pound Aussie back up almost into the same range it has been for a while. It's back up to 50 EMA. All right, down to 78.06 for the stop on crude. I will go ahead and follow another trade. Well, yeah, yes, each market has its own margin requirements and so forth, but as I say, you don't need to deal with those. If you have catapult extreme, you still only have to deal with those for the market you intend to trade. The strategy that you have is just applied to that market. It doesn't matter which market it is. You don't have to look at other markets until you're ready to. But yes, the CME, who is the market exchange, has different margin requirements for each particular contract. The Russell, micro Russell, the YM, crude, micro crude, unleaded, soybeans, all of those each have different margin requirements, and then of course your spot forex are going to have different margin requirements as well. That's one of the reasons, but everybody approaches it at a different place very often, and that's why one of the things that we've tried to do in the trade room is show several different markets so that people can see how different markets move and so forth. I certainly don't try to trade all the markets that I'm showing in the trade room at one time. Splitting your attention too much. Splitting your focus. So you're not going to be making good decisions necessarily on all of your charts at the same time, and you're going to miss trades. You see how often I actually see a trade after it happens in here. So it's not a matter of I'm certainly not trying to trade all of these. In fact, usually in the room, I'm not trading at the same time, or I'll be trading one market that's not actually on the screens, and my trading charts are not on the screen that I'm sharing. So that's how I approach it. And I have 3 markets that I typically trade, but the trade plans are such that the start times are offset by about a half hour for each market. So very often, in fact, very seldom do I ever trade more than 2 at a time, and usually it's just 1 at a time anyway. And no, Troy wouldn't even try to trade all the charts that we run typically on a session like this. He's of the same mind. You know, you can't focus on more than 1 or 2 charts at one time and give them the attention that they need to trade properly. In this type of trading, if you're trading 4 or 5 charts at a time, it's virtually impossible to have the focus on those charts that you need to have. All right, so we are down to our flat on crude, looking for final trade for the 10 a.m. mini session, and then we have the pound Aussie, which is in a long trade, but not doing much. Crude continues to push down, although it's pushing down out of higher levels than we've had in the last few weeks. 78. It was. I noticed the session high today is actually up over $80. So that's the highest. I haven't seen 80 in several months. And now we're setting a session low. It looks like, or yeah, setting a new session low at 70 and pushing down into 77.70s, now into the 60s. And basically, we're not really interested in why it's moving. We're only interested in the fact that it's moving. Some people trade on fundamentals and that kind of thing, but these strategies are strictly price action strategies. They follow price action. It's always good to have some interaction. That definitely helps me, and as well as I hope it's helping you BJ. All right, pound Aussie in the lower left is testing the 200 EMA, that dark magenta line. And crude pausing at 77.60. Looks like we may getting a bit of a pullback from low at So soybeans got 4. That's right, I forgot. Soybeans got a point on the break-even trade, so we get 6 points on the day. 2 and done. And crude's heading down again. All right, there's a stop out on crude. Now we're getting there's a long trade. Right. So crude in the long trade. See if that goes far enough to get us to targets, or if that's going to start pushing down again. Wrong thing there. All right, pound Aussie back to the entry. Pound Aussie pushing up through. Crude turning down a bit. All right, stop and reverse at 62, it looks like. No, 59. So still in the long at the moment. Two tick stop and reverse adjustment. We give it a couple of ticks to try to stay in the original trade, and in this case, that put us at a key level at 77.61. So key level around the 77.60 level, down to 659. Aussie making a fairly strong move there. Looks like we touched the entry. Well, that's actually an exit point, because that would be the fourth trade of the session. So that would take us out at 59 and end the session on crude. So 77 to 59, 18 ticks. Loss of 36, so we end up down 34 on the session. That's the way it goes sometimes. That's the reason that we have the stopping points in place, because there are times when you don't want to risk taking additional trades in the market, especially if you're positive, solidly positive. You don't want to take the risk of giving it back. More often than not, the more you trade, the less productive you actually will be. The trade I had on off screen, while the data touched the stop, it did not fill. So I'm staying in the trade. I still have the stop order at the same place. It's going to have to come down there and fill me to get me out of the trade, or it can go up and still make targets. All right. Pound Aussie getting up close to money management. Money management at 96.76.3. So we're within 2 pips. Within 1 pip. 76.0, 3 ticks. Yep, still at 7. Time the bar at 76, so we need three more ticks to get to money management. And money management and target 1. So that gives us first position off. That's good. Long time on that trade, from 9:45 for the setup to 10:45 it hit the first target, an hour to hit the first target. 21 pips for the target. So now we'll move our goal up to target 2. It's a 5-position trade, 4 targets and a trailing stop. And a new long trade showing on crude. So if you're like me, you did not get filled on the stop, because there's a new trade set up, I cancel that stop. It would have reversed, and I'm going to go back to my original stop down at 49. Since I'm still in the original trade, I'm not going to change my targeting. But now that we've hit a target on this first trade of the session on the pound Aussie, that means this will be a power quitting trade, because that is the primary goal, target 1 and positive, which we will be. So there's the little blue dot at 96.58 with a trailing stop. There it is. Testing the 50 EMA again on crude. Is crude going to be able to push up through the 50 this time? We will see. So that trade, that stop and reverse is no longer valid. So that's our entry, original entry at 77, the larger trade. So we're still going to stay with that. In your testing, it hit the exit point, so that would be a loss and a losing session, given that I didn't trading live, I didn't get filled, so we're still in the trade. Entry on that was 78. It's going to start showing a trailer before we actually get to the money management level that we're looking for. Our money management is at 95. And 97 for target. Close above the 50. That's initial good sign. Are we going to get to 95? 90. Yes. We got to 95. And the pound Aussie stop moves up another pip, 96.59. You have a good one, BJ. Looks like I missed him. All right. Our stop is at 78. Plotted at 79 off the new trade. And it stopped out again. This time it went through it, so stopping out for a break even. 2 more ticks. So we're up net 4 ticks. Assuming we didn't get filled on the stop and reverse, or filled on the exit, stop and reverse exit for the short. That's how it works. All right, the only thing left is the pound Aussie. It has gotten target 1 and looks like it may consolidate here for a little while. Given that it took an hour to get from trade setup to target 1, I am going to call it a session. And we will see everybody next week. Reminder, next week we have a Monday holiday, so equity markets will be closed, but the futures markets will have a short session. The equity indexes will halt at noon Central, and energy's at 12:30. So 1 and 1:30 Eastern, the halts on Monday. For those of you trying to trade something there. So I will see everybody again Tuesday morning at 9:30. As I said, regular sessions Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 9:30. Crude oil inventory session at 10:30. I'm sorry, not at 10:30, but at 11 o'clock on Thursday. So we'll say goodbye. Have a good afternoon, good trading tomorrow and Monday. If you trade Monday, you're most welcome, Cam. And we will see everybody next week.